Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I have to talk about Arcade1Up and my experiences so far. Now, a while back I did do a video talking about a lot of things that was going on out in the wild, things that people were reporting on. It was kind of a news piece slash opinion piece, and I just let you guys know what I felt and what I thought was going on with these things. And Arcade1Up sent me the Street Fighter cab. They said, you know what, you check this out. Your opinion may change, you'll be surprised, and so on and so forth. And I got that in my hands, put it together, and I do have some issues, but there's also some positives as well that I want to talk about with both of these machines, the Galaga and the Street Fighter. I don't even think it's really a point of doing a full-on review of these things anymore. So many people have done it. No matter what I say, if you enjoy these machines and you've had a positive experience, good for you. That's great. Don't let somebody else's experience, distract you from enjoying the product that you purchased, no matter how much you spent for it. That's not what my goal is. My point is I just talk about the things that interest me, that bother me, so on and so forth. And that's what I'm doing here. So my opinion changed slightly with these machines after getting the Street Fighter cab. Now, to be honest with you, very easy to put together, maybe about a half hour, maybe a little longer when you build your first one. The second one, a lot less because you know what's up. I think the Street Fighter one took me a little longer just because I did the riser with it. But as far as what I received, the machine was in decent condition. I didn't have any paint chipped off of it, anything like that. There was some spots where I think the paint was chipped off, but it was like on the inside where they used like a black marker to cover it. But everything on the outside, there was no issues. The only issue that I had as far as condition was the plexiglass overlay for the screen. The Street Fighter one, you can't really see it on camera, even if I went in close. It is scratched the hell up. When you're playing the game, you don't really see most of the scratches, but on my machine, there's a couple deep ones that once your eye catches it, it's just fixated on it, at least for me. Now, as far as playing the games on this machine, we've already discussed the audio issues and whatnot. I fixed that. It works fine now. I'm very happy with that. The thing with this is I'm 6'5". If I had this machine on the riser, I'm still looking down at it. It's not the most comfortable experience, but it's still playable. Now, that was kind of one of my main concerns seeing these things in stores, was standing up next to one being like, what is this, for a baby? Like, I mean, I just didn't really see the point of it. Not at that time anyway. But now, as you see the Galaga machine I have here, which I actually have a lot more of an issue with than the Street Fighter one, I have a riser for it, but I haven't built it yet because, yes, my big fat ass and how tall I am, I can play this machine comfortably on a little stool. It's not the greatest, but it's still fairly comfortable versus standing up, being as tall as I am with the riser. It's more comfortable sitting down with one without the riser than it is standing up next to one with the riser. So that's why I haven't built the riser yet. I probably eventually will. Even with the one on the riser, if I'm using a stool, just a normal stool, not a bar, height stool, just a normal one, I can still play it decently fine. It's just not as comfortable as the one without the riser. So yes, if you're tall, you'll find some kind of comfortable way to play these games. Now, I received Galaga from a family member as a gift. Galaga is one of my all-time favorite games. Galaxian's up there too for me, but Galaga it kills it for me. I love Galaga. I've spent tons of quarters on that machine. And playing this one, yeah, it's pretty cool. The screen, it's hard to see if I show it on camera, but it's definitely, the viewing angle is not good. The brightness, it's definitely washed out compared to my Street Fighter cab. Now, as far as the actual screen, the plexiglass, no scratches, no issues. The actual LCD under it, when I received this thing, it was full of gunk and just tons of other crap. I used like a microfiber cloth, and I just wet it a little bit, and I wiped the screen up, and it turned brown and black. It looked like you wiped somebody's ass after wiping the screen up. It was just poor quality control. I don't know who took a crap on my screen, but that's what it looked like. Once I cleaned it, it was fine. It's still a little washed out. Sitting right in front of it, if you find that decent viewing angle, it's still playable. I do have a couple bruises on the actual LCD screen where they're not dead pixels or whatever. It's like the LCD screen was bruised. So there's a couple spots that are a little lighter than the other spots. Typical of like an old monitor or a TV that you would get out like an outlet center, like I know where I live, there's the HD TV outlet, and they sell open box TVs, and most of them are ones that they got cheap because they were returned because they had bruised screens or scratches and stuff like that. That's what this screen reminded me of because it just had those issues. Why is my phone beeping? What the hell? But yeah, a couple little spots. Very annoying to me, but doesn't cause the game not to be playable. Now, my issue with the Galaga system is that playing Galaxian, initially I had this game freeze on me twice. Now it's froze on me 3 times. Very freaking annoying. I'll play it for maybe 5-10 minutes, and it seems like, and I saw somebody else mention this, if you have like a cluster of enemies coming at you and you're rapid firing, it could freeze, and those are the instances where it's actually froze on me. So it renders the system half useless. I haven't had any issues with Galaga. It's actually very fun to play. Galaxian, it's like I don't have Galaxian. I don't even count it. Now, as a company manufacturing and making these kind of things, you would assume that, hey, they're going to handle business, take care of you. Now, the screen, I didn't really want to complain about the screen so much, but what I wanted to complain about was my Galaxian freezing. I've emailed these fools. I've called. I've wasted nearly 5 hours of my time now calling. I've called numerous times now. Every time I'm on hold, and I'll be on hold for maybe an hour, or if not longer, and then wind up getting hanged up on. It's just piss poor customer service. I don't know if I'm ever going to get this machine fixed. I'm pretty much almost to the point where I'm going to give up. I have the receipt for it. I may just return it and get something else. I don't want to do that though, but I may have to because I can't get a hold of these people. They won't respond, nothing like that. The covers, that's the other thing I want to point out. The little covers for the panel. The Street Fighter one, I didn't feel right requesting one. They didn't send me one, but I bought one on eBay for $50. I was like, screw it, let me get it on there, try to actually play with this thing, because I didn't want to scratch up and rub off the paint. And I got this plexi cover, and it actually doesn't fit. The holes are not lined up. The holes on the side for the screws, my screws have to go in at an angle, and they're not even screwed in. That's just crap. I don't understand it. The speaker holes are all covered because they're misaligned. The buttons, for the most part, are fine, but it's just the screw holes and the speaker holes. Doesn't make any sense. Like, doesn't matter if I got this direct from them or somebody who was just trying to make money off of it, which is what I wound up doing, just buying one. And it just doesn't line up. Doesn't make sense. All these machines should be the same. The Galaga machine, I do have a cover. The only reason I got the cover is because I really wanted to put in time playing this game because I really enjoy it, and I've actually really been looking at buying a legit Galaga machine. But I was like, you know what, this one, I want to play. Put in my request. I don't know if I'm ever going to receive a panel. I wound up buying one for a reasonable price. It fit fine. The reason I bought one was because out of the box, my panel for this machine, the paint was already smeared off on the bottom. It wasn't crazy, but it was enough to where if you lightly touched it, if your hands touched it, if your palm was, it would actually be where my palm would be for the stick. It started rubbing off a little more very easily. So I was like, I can't play this. Let me see if I can find a panel. I'll just pay for it. I don't care. But that's the extent of it. Is I want to love these things. Even after having all the negative things that I had to say about it, they are playable. They do work, but there's too many little issues as far as quality goes that drives me nuts. The Street Fighter one, I can't be too mad. I didn't pay for it, but it's still annoying that the screen scratched the hell. The other thing with the Street Fighter cab, I haven't noticed it with the Galaga one, even though I have played the Galaga one more, is the sticks. Using those sticks, those micro switches, they are the cheapest, crappiest micro switches in the world. You can get bulk micro switches from like a company that like Seimitsu uses for cheap. They could have spent $2 in micro switches for the whole machine that were quality micro switches, but they didn't. They spent pennies to get these things. The metal on the micro switches, as they get worn, they lose that springiness to them, so they don't go back. Like it should be like this, right? And you're hitting it and it clicks the button. Well, over time, it just kind of goes limp. And I noticed this the first day I started playing it. The micro switches went limp on my first player side. I haven't really played on the two-player side much, but the first player side, the stick is extremely loose. That is kind of nonsense, man. Like, they could have invested a little tiny bit more money. If you charge $2 more for these cabs, who the hell would care? At least you put quality micro switches in it. I'm not complaining about the particle board they used or anything. These things are meant to be small, to be able to be easily used in your house, kind of put in a corner somewhere. They don't take up a lot of space, and that's the idea behind it. Everybody says, why are you guys comparing this to a $3,000 machine? I don't think anybody is, except for the fanboys in Arcade1Up themselves, by trying to use that as an insult toward people who are, bringing up issues with these things. I know what they are. I know what they're supposed to be. But there's just too many of these little problems with these things that just, it makes it hard to really enjoy it. I want my Galaga fixed. It's never going to get fixed, it seems. I've spent 5 hours. My time is worth money. I don't care who wants to say otherwise. My time is worth money. If I'm spending 5 hours on the phone, not being able to talk to anybody, getting anything resolved, that's nonsense. And I just wanted you guys to know that. A lot of other people are sharing that same experience. It is ridiculous for sure. So these guys, they just put up that, hey, we're releasing all these new ones coming out as early as February. Some of them, right? I would damn be interested in at least 2 of these. The Mortal Kombat one, I don't care about Mortal Kombat. If it had it's got Mortal Kombat 2 on it, maybe I would. But I'm not the biggest Mortal Kombat fan. I like Street Fighter. But that Final Fight cab with, 1944 Ghost Goblin, Strider, Final Fight, that is sick. I would be down to buy one of those. Golden Tee, hells yes. That one's got 4 games on it, it looks like. The different variations of Golden Tee, the different years. I would be down to buy that one. The Space Invaders one, not so much. I don't want a dedicated cab for Space Invaders, but Golden Tee, Final Fight, if they were to do Ninja Turtles or The Simpsons, if they could some way get those licenses, I'd be down for that. A Marvel vs. Capcom, like a lot of people are saying, I would be down for that. $300. Yes, these machines, in my opinion, would be worth $300 if they did not have these quality control issues. If Galaga wasn't a crapshoot, if your Galaxian was going to freeze or not. If the paint wasn't an issue. I don't know if these ones are going to ship with the acrylic or plexiglass cover. They should. Hopefully they do. But, okay, that's an issue that they kind of rectified, even though a lot of people aren't receiving theirs. I haven't heard anything with my Galaga one. Like I said, I bought one, so I don't even really care anymore. But hopefully these ship with those. But just knowing the issues I've dealt with as far as customer service goes so far, I'm not excited to buy one of these. If these issues were quickly resolved or didn't happen at all, I would be definitely interested to spend my money. I love having, gaming systems. There's a lot of arcade machines I'm actually looking at buying. And do these replace having an actual machine? For some, they do. Not for the most hardcore people, but I can tell you playing Galaga on this machine, it scratches that itch for me. Instead of playing on my TV or on a system, playing it on a dedicated machine, that's cool. I'm fine with 1 or 2 games, 3 or 4 games, if it's something you love. If I don't like Space Invaders and Karate Champ, I'm not sure how that machine's supposed to work out. I'm not that big into those games. So yeah, I'm not going to see the value in those 2 games, but having a dedicated machine with between 2 to 4 games that I'm passionate about, hells yes, I think $300 is a good deal, a decent deal, but just not with the issues that they've shipped with, not with all these problems, customer service being just crap, emailing multiple times, no responses, calling, wasting hours of your time, no communication. These things ship with a 3-month warranty, which is garbage. They say they're industry standard. I beg to differ. There's so many other systems out there that have a year to 2 years, warranty on them and stuff like that. Like, I just bought my youngest son an Amazon tablet, and it came with 2 years, no questions asked warranty. Not paying for it. If my son breaks the damn thing, they'll replace it. That's going above and beyond because they're confident in their product. These guys, 3 months, they just want those 3 months to go by, and if you have an issue, your screen dies like a lot of people have been having, or dead pixels or lines through their screens, well, you're shit out of luck. Maybe they'll sell you one, but now they want you to ship in the parts or prove your issue, and they have to verify that. With the Galaga issue, from what I'm hearing, you got to take a video of it freezing and share that with them, and then they'll approve it or not. If your screen is jacked up, you got to ship them the screen for them to see that it's messed up, and then they'll send you a new one. So you have a machine sitting in your house that you can't play for, who knows, months possibly. It's just ridiculous. I'm done with these guys, man. I really wanted to see something good happen with these things. Hopefully they turn it around with these, but I got messed up once, and for the cost of these things, I'm not about to be messed up and effed with again. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to buy this Final Fight machine and find out one of the ROMs has an issue that it freezes, or the audio's screwed up, or something that they didn't put in the testing time. They say they're gamers, but if you're gamers and you're familiar with these titles, you would have found these issues. Galaxian, the wrong color ship, for whatever reason, freezing, stuff like that. There is no time put into these. Threw on these games, blaming other people. Oh, this is this is the ROM that we were sent. Whatever, man. You should still be testing your products, and I don't think that's happening. So that's it. I know I'm going to get hate for this video, and you know what? I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. I'm honest on my channel. Take it or leave it. If you can't man up and just deal with somebody else's opinion, I don't know what to tell you. I'm expressing what my experiences were, what my frustrations were, what I like and what I dislike. You don't have to agree. It is what it is. But if you want to go cry about it, be my guest. No sweat off my balls. I really don't care. But I do appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, smash that like button or dislike, because I know a bunch of you guys will, because you can't take another person speaking on some negative aspects of something you love. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes we got to be honest with ourselves. There's things I love, and I know the negatives on them, and I speak on them very openly, but it is what it is. Make sweet ass love to that notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom!